Okay, so this is why you press the start button before you actually begin the stream. I guess I'll say hi in the meantime. Hello everyone, I'm Aren, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Hey, how are you guys doing? Welcome. Got 21% so far. Yep. But, even before starting the stream in general, I probably should have pressed start. Hey Mateo, welcome. How you doing today? It's a little less chilly day right now. The sun came out, as I mentioned, on Tuesday. Yeah, the sun came out, and then yesterday the sun came out as well. So it's actually getting a little warmer. You know, it's probably gonna get colder in the future, but it usually does that here. It regulates with time, you know. Doing good, nice. Yeah, I'm doing good too. Just excited, you know, to finally get into the story and yeah, discuss the Archon Quest, I guess, and stuff like that. But good. Glad that you're doing good. Sorry. Did I post? Yes. Okay. Making sure. Let me do something real quick just to make just to make sure the game is a little less laggy, because I think I'm feeling that it's a little laggy. And also, right now the sound is gonna be pretty low because that's how the starting screen works. But if at any point the sound, or yeah, if at any point the sound is too low or too loud, you know, just let me know. Where is that? Oh, that's disabled actually. Okay, so, nope. I guess we're good. I guess this is as good as it's gonna be. Okay. I just thought I had anti-aliasing on, but no, I didn't. Also, yeah, we're gonna be pulling also on the Furina banner. If you watched the yesterday's video, I did get a 5-star. Turned out to be the loss of 50/50, which it's been a while since I've lost it, to be fair. Spoiler, what? What? Hi Stardust, welcome. How you doing today? What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, well, if you haven't seen the video, then yeah, spoilers. But yeah, I got that that loss of 50/50, which has been a long time coming, to be honest. Because I got, how long has it been since I've lost 50/50? I feel like it's been a while, so I'm not even mad, because at least I have enough primos for that. See, when I wanted to lose 50/50, I didn't. I wanted to lose it on the Child and Zhongli banner. For some reason, my mind was like, yeah, let's just try to roll on the Child banner instead of the Zhongli banner, because I don't have Zhongli, and I thought to pull on the Child banner because I was like, yeah, man, let's get C1, which for my understanding C1 isn't that big of an improvement, but yeah, I ended up getting C1 Child. So yeah, I think ever since I got C1 Yoimiya, I haven't lost 50/50, which I don't know how long that was ago. I think that was when the story quest happened, right? Which was the last stream that I ever did on Genshin. Until now, of course. But anyway, here we are. Let us begin. Hey, how you doing today, Stardust? Yeah, well, welcome everyone. I am excited to get into the Furina story quest because I feel like, yeah, we got a lot of development from Furina in the Archon Quest, but now we don't know where she went, which obviously, you know, they're leaving it for the story quests stuff. So I'm excited for that. Why is there an alarm going off? I don't know. What the? Oh. I thought it was gonna start like a story thing or something, but no. Let us go to story quests. Actually, now that I think about it, am I gonna be able to do this? Oh. Wow, this is new. Oh, then you accept it. Okay. I'm glad they changed that, if that's the case. But yeah, I wonder if I'm gonna have to do other story quests before that. Like maybe the New Roulette story, I wouldn't be surprised. But hey, we got time. These stories are usually shorter. So yeah, okay, so I'm glad that you can choose to activate them. Maybe I'll activate another one in the future. I guess, yeah, I'll just wait to activate these ones if I need to. But anyway, to yesterday it says. Go to the Court of Fontaine's Adventure Guild. The Empire arrive at the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, okay, usually story quests start like that, right? We arrive at the Adventurers Guild and we get our next mission. So let's see what it is. Yeah, I was thinking, let's get to it and then after whatchamacallit. After the story, we can discuss like the Archon Quest and stuff like that. Or maybe as we're going, I don't know. But we'll see. Either way.
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
Yeah, the new Village story quest sound interesting. I wonder how they're gonna handle it because the new Village story quest was... When did it become available? Was it in 4.1 or 4.0? Either way, you know, it was before his whole transformation, so I wonder how that's gonna work. But yeah, we can get into that. Maybe we'll have time on this stream. Depends on how early we end. Probably. I don't expect that we'll have time, but maybe in another stream. Will be cool. Didn't have to be so direct. The more lucrative, the better. Yay! Maybe. I have a lot of Mora, so don't really care for that. Also, yeah. Again, let me know how the audio is. Hopefully, it's okay. I set it 3 decibels higher than Arcanites, because Arcanites is pretty loud. But, yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see our 2 most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see.
As always.
Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open.
Ooh.
Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
That's okay. Oh,
don't worry about
I know
that.
what to do. Yeah.
We were just kidding.
yeah, exactly. It was for the bit.
The requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical.
Ah.
The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role.
I see where this is going. I like it.
But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties. So unfortunately, they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
Oh, dang.
That does sound like a tricky situation.
Yeah.
So basically, they're looking for a volunteer?
That's right.
Hmm.
Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There
Dang.
are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas?
Well, you might know someone.
The commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
True, good point.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't
Sure.
fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Okay, we'll go talk to him. Thanks.
Approves. Let's go.
Thanks, Catherine.
Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
No.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already.
Maybe Paimon.
But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
We technically were in a play in the event before Fontaine, but I guess that's not really a musical, so...
I see.
Yeah.
It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show.
Dang.
It would be such a shame.
Did you cover the budget for a new actress that with ticket fees?
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
So did the previous actress just take the money and run or something?
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I
Dang.
guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Yeah. Catherine mentioned that one of your actresses can make it.
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood.
Oh,
And
okay, never mind.
unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform.
Gotcha, understandable.
The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show? Traveler,
mean-
how much more are you carrying?
I think I could. I don't know if Lore Traveler is as well built as I am.
Please, there's no need to go that far.
Oh,
I wouldn't
well,
feel right
I
asking
could.
such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Or isn't the biggest problem? How do we find someone who's a good fit for the role? Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to find someone, right?
Good point. If the actress just goes
The
through
end
the
of the
motions
day.
for the more, that's not exactly rescuing the show.
Sure.
We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Great minds think alike. Also, the fact that this story is her story, literally.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now.
Dang, Paimon.
She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Why are they trying to make it like it's a mystery? Like, we don't
Who
know.
are you thinking of? Sounds
Unless
like
it's not-
someone famous.
Okay, I was gonna say, unless it's not some who I'm thinking, but yeah, obviously, Furina.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Nah, man.
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's
I mean-
pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
She pretty much has.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular.
Don't know how she'd feel about this after acting for 500 years. Yeah, it's gonna be... maybe that's what the story's gonna be about, right? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's Susie.
But
Yeah.
even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon. It's not like she's suddenly a commoner.
Well, yeah.
She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
I think it's more, yeah, what Mateo mentioned, but sure. You want the show to go ahead, don't you? Are you prepared to do whatever it takes?
Well, yes, but...
There's no hurt in trying. Do it yourself.
Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure
We'll see.
everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested.
Yeah.
She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Let's go. We'll go to check on her. Yeah, check in on her anyway.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
Yep, Nibula did
As
say
it
that.
happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Okay, I did see that. Catherine Alligator doxing.
When did you get here?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I
Okay.
should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my
Cool.
duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Furina. Back in a jiffy.
Back in a jiffy, I guess. The little ocean, huh? Okay, so where does she live? This feels a little wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Not even the acting part, just the fact that we're invading privacy. What is this? A hotel, or is this an actual house? Oh, this seems like a hotel or something. An apartment, maybe.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
Yeah, I don't know what this is, but yeah. Yeah, no one's questioning where she got the address. I don't know.
Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
You know,
Why
it's
is
common
Paimon...
courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
True. Also, hi. Why has Paimon been such a jerk in this quest so far?
Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags.
What? Have you been
I
buying?
used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food.
Oh yeah, I was
But
gonna
now
say.
I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Don't you get sick of macaroni every day?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Shut up, Paimon. Is it because you have to do all your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like
No, I mean,
I have a very
get it.
eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides,
Sure.
I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or blubber profiteroles in no
But-
time, if I felt so inclined.
What was that? Macaroni's canon in Genshin, yep. It became canon. Constellation is like... I don't know what that means, but yes.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but...
I wonder...
Anyway, what are you even doing here?
Well,
I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace.
Paimon maybe. I don't know what's wrong with her right now. But I wonder if she's gonna be like Raiden Shogun, where when you are in the cooking menu, you can choose whichever character you want to cook, and some have bonuses. But Raiden Shogun, it literally says this character can't cook. So I wonder if that will be the case for
Let me
Furina.
first be clear that I'm not taking
Or-
guests at this time.
No, I think
So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
okay. She does have a specialty now that I remember. So yeah, she has to be able to cook, or maybe that's the only dish that she could cook. That'll be funny actually. She'll do that for Raiden Shogun, honestly.
We're sorry. Please
Can only
help
cook
me now.
one thing. I was just showing concern for your well-being.
Yeah, exactly. What the traveler said. Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec. You weren't exactly
Sure.
holding back either.
Why? But I actually came here to ask for your help. Yeah.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
It's nothing
Don't worry.
too
it's
difficult.
nothing
Well,
that serious.
maybe.
It's just very
Yeah.
specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
Not you and no one. You're the only person for the job. I've done no pressure.
Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
Thanks.
So tell me,
I guess.
what specifically makes this matter so specific?
Tell Furina about the trip's plans for its final performance.
I see.
See, when it's
You
one
couldn't
sentence,
have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense.
it's fine that it just fades in and fades out, but when it's a whole paragraph, and it's like, you got 5 seconds to read this whole thing. Like, dang. Estimate yourself having spent. No,
After all,
don't worry about it.
I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
I mean, sure, but what about mentally?
But given the present circumstances,
Yeah.
I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage.
You know, that is understandable.
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me. Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can
Sure.
say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you really feel.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
I mean, that's fair.
If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself. which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other
Not
actors
really.
who might be interested in the role?
Yeah, I mean, no other ideas. The button is a privilege to be earned in Genshin, yeah. And even once you've earned it, it's like, you still are in thin ice, you know?
Nope.
Why not even have it?
Short and to the point, okay.
What about Nouvellette? No, I was kidding.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships.
Well,
Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me.
aw. I guess she thinks that people don't like her anymore because she was exposed for pretending to be the Archon. But, I mean, to be fair, she wasn't really allowed to maintain a relationship for freaking 500 years,
Since
so...
I'm just an ordinary person now,
Yeah.
they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
Shouldn't assume the worst of people. What's wrong with making one exception? Yeah, you shouldn't assume the worst.
True,
but
I mean,
I get
could
it.
you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Hey, respect for standing your ground.
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I
Okay.
wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Alright, Paimon. No guilt tripping. Let's try to come up with a plan B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's all we can do now. All right, then. We'll see you around, Furina.
Yeah, she's kind of a mix. I mean, like she said, it still left an impression of her on her, right? Like she almost started believing that she was, or maybe not really believing, but playing the part so good, and it just became part of her life, right? So I think it's understandable that that the new version, yeah, it has the uniqueness of herself, but she also has that left, right? From playing the Archon for so many years.
I'm going home to take a rest now.
No, that was the saddest toodaloo. Yeah, I thought you meant design-wise, but even attitude-wise, or character-wise, yeah. Back and pass on the word about Furina's
We have
views.
to respect Furina's decision.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but hey, I'll take it.
Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Perhaps. Who is... Oh,
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
yeah, I thought so, character-wise.
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need
Oh,
to
dang.
say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
I mean, that is a little messed up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform.
Oh, cool. I like how Catherine is just not even like, let me explain, just starts immediately bringing the exposition.
Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Yellow.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Furina go?
Not great, but also...
It's a no from her. We
It's
tried to persuade
a
her,
no
but
from
she
her.
wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right. worked itself out then.
Is she gonna be what? Imagine if we had managed to convince Furina to join, only for her to find out she's no longer needed. Yeah, that actually worked out.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm
Yeah,
down.
no, not really.
So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Yeah. Did the Traveler notice?
Look, there's no
Like, it's
point
not-
arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day. I share everyone's desire to commemorate
We'll
all
see.
our years as a troupe with
Hopefully.
a proper farewell show. So, the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Oh, I finally noticed. Paimon, wait here a second.
Sure.
Yo. What is she doing? What the frick?
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
Sure.
All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
That's a goofy animation.
Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned.
Hmm.
Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Why didn't you just show yourself? Yeah. What's she
You
hiding
really
back
have a
there?
knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you?
I'm not as bad as Paimon.
I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
Do you like that?
But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband?
Good question.
If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution.
Yeah.
You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
Damn it, Vache.
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your
yeah.
performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. we seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troop fell into disarray.
Maybe she could help with that. We'll see.
None of us
I don't
know
know.
anything
We'll
about
see where this
script
goes.
writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can, but despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart.
Gotcha.
It's agonizing, but ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Yeah, there been continuity of plotlines from the previous quest, because the whole of the serial disappearances case almost felt like a side thing in the Archon Quest, but I guess it makes sense because it was to introduce the whole dissolving in water and all that. But yeah, I guess the whole mystery felt a little bit like a side story, but now that they're bringing it back together, you know, it feels more like one whole story as it was, you know. It just feels more connected, even more so now. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Oh?
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway.
True, true.
I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member.
Ah, yeah, like when an actor retires and starts doing like directing or producing.
But only if you
That's
feel
cool.
this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't
I mean-
need any compensation.
It'd be
All
nice,
I'd
but
ask in
yeah.
return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
Alright, Furina. Verdict can bring emotional catharsis, they can pouring out and flow away into infinity. I don't know what are you talking about, Traveler? Yeah, it can bring some emotional
An
catharsis.
interesting answer.
Some closure, I guess.
But if you ask me,
But
I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle
Sure.
with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before. And so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
cool.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
Paimon, please, calm down.
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
What does that mean? I swear, I'm pretty sure I've heard that phrase before, but I have no idea what it means.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Yeah. Since you all do it, especially since it's related to the serial disappearances case.
Thank you all
True.
so
That's a
much.
good point.
Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are.
Yeah, this is just I dare say it's the bullying Furina quest. At least for Paimon.
Alright, follow
But
me.
yeah.
We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
No, you're cool. Let's see. Go to the rehearsal location. How close are we, or is that far away? Oh no, it's pretty close. Okay. Man, Wonder is so useful for this. He's moving around. I feel like gliding now feels so slow in comparison. Sometimes I always just prefer dropping right down to fly. I feel like it's almost made my game be a little slower because it has to load everything so fast. don't know if that's the reason, but yeah. Let's see. Enter the location. Alright, well, this place actually looks kinda nice. From the outside, at least. Font of life. Oh yeah, it is humble, but it's nice.
Huh? Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Okay, calm down, guys.
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Lady... Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant.
I always forget that it's pronounced Oceanid. Yeah. Well, some people pronounce it Oceanid. Yeah, Oceanid seems like a good middle ground, I think. But also the Little Oceanid, that's fine.
These two
Oceanid, whatever, you know what I mean.
Possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf.
Yep.
I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
I do like that we're getting a continuation of that plot line.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
Pretty much.
So, you were saying the Little Oceanid?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Is The Little Mermaid a French story? Where were the Grimm brothers from? Isn't it a Grimm brothers story? Yeah, where is the Little Mermaid from? Oh, story, I guess. I don't know. This is gonna give us fairy tales told for children. What? Denmark, I guess. I think it was Denmark. Yeah. Just from a quick Google, I could be wrong. Yeah, that was a trial of the century. What about the one where a god was executed? Well, to be fair, they didn't see that part, but yeah, I get your point. That was the trial of the century. Like, even just the trial of Furina. I don't know, it does feel like people are like, I mean, yeah, she's not the Archon, but she's still cool, you know? Which is kind of nice, actually. I'm glad people, look, I mean, at least not everyone hates her. There might be people that do feel deceived, but...
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Because they don't know, right? They don't know that the purpose of the deception was to save them. Maybe they do, I don't know. They haven't explicitly said it, so... Yeah. But an actress was the least of your problems. Unless Nibble mentioned that, but I don't think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family.
What is the Back to the Future meme? Hey, I've seen this one before. It's a classic.
She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
Sounds a little familiar.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still
Gotcha.
haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
Dang.
By true to life, you mean the
Oh.
director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
I feel that, yeah.
And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. but the deadline's passed and we still haven't heard from him.
Have y'all gone to check on him? Like,
The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard.
Dang.
Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh.
Interesting.
Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
You wanted to make it through the happy days, you need to live happily as a human. Yeah, that might be where it's going. That'll be cool.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering
Maybe.
all the issues you've been facing.
Yeah.
But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago.
Oh.
But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson?
Right. Something wrong.
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show.
Yeah. I also help her, because yeah, that was the one place that they weren't able to fully save at least.
So,
Right.
allons-y. To Poisson!
Aside from the serial disappearances. Yeah. Also Alonzi. Nice. Let's go back. Cause well, I guess if it's in Poisson I can just teleport there. Nah, let's just go on foot. Just exploring there. Oh. There you go. We could also take the tram, I guess. Or whatever it's called, I don't know. The water line. I see it down. Yeah, it's down there. Okay. I really thought the boat from Spina de Rosula was gonna show up in the finale, honestly. But I guess it's an old boat. It's not really in condition, and it's down here in the cave, so... guess it makes sense that it wouldn't float up into the surface, but... I don't know. So... over there. Alright. So, big fish. What the heck? What kind of fish are that? Because we haven't seen those in the ocean. We have seen these.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Okay.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
Dang. You could have said hi at first. Like, how you doing? You know?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd
Hey.
just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are.
Feel like it's
And
hard.
Furina, too.
Will be hard to get Furina confused unless we got an impersonator or something.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
Yeah, let's go, Navia.
So, you're here for Palo?
I mean, obviously she.
Looks like
yeah.
you could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made
Oh.
all the arrangements already.
No problem, Mateo. Yeah, see you in a bit.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take
There you
that
go.
stroll.
There you go, Zulfi.
Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some
Yeah.
people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We
Yeah.
all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort.
Sure.
You make a very good point.
Yeah.
But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time.
Yeah.
Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done, which brings me to why I'm here.
Oop.
I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
Yeah, I was
To
thinking
avoid
that.
upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina.
Dang.
It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
Yeah, understandable.
Thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me.
Wow, Star Wars reference and everything.
Anyway, that was all. Look
Nice.
after her now.
Got it, Navia. Thank you.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with. So maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Aw. Yeah, I get that. This is why I think it would have been cool if Furina was able to confide in us for a little before the final Archon Quest, but I understand, you know. I like the way things played out from a story perspective. Just, man, oh boy.
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
Sure, some people didn't buy Navia's lie. Yeah, they
I
they
can
don't
tell
look
people
like.
are watching me.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as
Well,
extremely disrespectful.
That also, yeah.
I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
No.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Maybe you're taking a bit too much in one go. Me too is not like you. Yeah, maybe you took a little too much in one go.
See only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Well, yeah, but
Look,
not all in one
there
go,
seems to
you
be a
know.
crowd gathering over there.
Oh boy. They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move.
Yeah.
How about we check out Spina di Rosula's ship? We
Yeah.
should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Yeah, that's a cool place. Continue accompanying Furina as she unwinds. Nice. Okay, so are we going all the way up into the ship? Cool. Hey Arctic, welcome. How you doing today?
Too slow.
Good to see you. Good to see you. We're playing through the Furina story quest for now.
Following me.
After completing the Archon Quest. And yeah, so far it's interesting. We're making well, finishing a play technically.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
Oh, you like Genshin Arctic? Do you play the game? Yeah, it's cool. It has a cool story.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Yeah, definitely. This is completely different from the Archon Quest.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be so harsh on yourself.
I've had to go through
Yeah, that's
so
all she had to
many
do.
moments like
She couldn't have
that
done
for the
anything
sake of
else.
Protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually,
Yeah.
I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves.
Yeah, well, the Hydro Archons, you know, that was the whole plan.
Everyone
Just
rose
played our
to
part,
their
basically.
responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward. Yeah,
A
exactly.
reward?
Because now you can finally speak to your heart. You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess
Exactly. Yeah, your real life is beginning now.
Back then,
You think
I
about it.
didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust.
An Archon you can trust.
I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
Yeah.
That's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Come on, Paimon.
Could you please get off my case?
Yeah, please,
I don't know
Paimon.
what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What I meant to say was she doesn't like to see you so down. Do you feel better having gotten all those messages? Well, if that's what she was trying to say. she's not great at expressing that, but anyway. Yeah, do you feel better?
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands.
True.
All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head
Hopefully.
back and check it out.
Sure, yeah. You better have. Alright. Whither should the water flow? Huh. Alright, let's see if we actually finished it. Hopefully it did. Oh, here they are. Guess they came back.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried food, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
Right.
I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again.
Are they always? So far, they've just been arguing.
Maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead.
From what I hear, you have.
Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to
Oh.
wait too much longer.
Okay.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
sorry.
The boar's not
Damn,
a bad
Paimon.
character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
Oh.
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can
Okay.
reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, I think we all get it, Paimon.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing.
Could the director have known what was going on with Furina? I don't think so. I think it's just a coincidence,
It
but
was only after
will
she
be
was
interesting.
gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore.
what the heck?
I
Dang.
spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really
Yeah.
was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so
Oh, wow.
I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day,
Right.
I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh,
Right.
you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
There you go.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
That's what they wanted to show you, man.
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down.
Yep, relax.
Where was
Read it.
Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story.
Yep.
A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
I like that, yeah, because she will know a lot about stories, right? She has spent 500 years not only seeing trials, but also in the opera, like looking at normal plays.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus anyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me.
Oh.
You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What
I don't
about
know.
if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
Dang. First I made a mistake for leveling up, which made enemies more difficult. Yeah, increasing the world level. Yeah, I didn't fully increase my world level until now that I have, like, you know, some decently built characters. But yeah, I get that. You know, because leveling up, it helps you get more rewards and stuff. So I get that, yeah. That happened to me before. Like I fully leveled up my world too, and it was really tough. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Dolphy.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me.
Yeah.
And perhaps
Got
a
the-
little irresponsible to present to the audience.
We got the Genshin writers versus the, I don't know, something else writers. I was gonna say the Honkai writers, but I don't think they're even that cruel. Like there are some deaths in Genshin, in the Honkai games, but I don't know if it's even. I don't know. I haven't played them, so I can't. You know.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to
can't
Director
say.
Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless.
Hmm.
On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her.
Maybe
The
she
guard
knew
annex
something.
looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found.
Huh.
Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
Did we see her name in the files? Like I feel like we would have seen it in the files of the experiments, right? So if we did, yeah.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet
I
she
can't,
was senselessly
recall.
sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen?
Yeah.
It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Is this the villain guy?
Villemont? The one
Yeah.
who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Hmm.
Grief? Guilt, more like.
Dang.
Also,
Okay. Maybe that's not the
I have a
case
hard
then.
time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with O'Reilly.
Or really? So yeah, like Ariel.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all.
Dang.
No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did
True.
tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away.
Yeah,
She
she
said that
feel
we
like
were
she
all
knew
like
something.
brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic Not that
Oops,
it came as
sorry.
a shock or anything. It was what
Yeah, I
I was
guess it-
expecting to hear.
That could also be true.
So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Oh, Paulo.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case,
Man.
you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all, face
True.
to face.
True as
We
well.
all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes.
Let's do it.
Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y.
Why she started suddenly saying Alonzi? I don't hate it. Doctor Who and all that, but oh gosh. Well, I guess I'm teleporting there. Never mind. Let's see. So where is? Oh. Okay. Dude's just all alone. I feel like they should. Well, let's see. Let's see how the cutscene plays out. Because sometimes I come in from one side, and then the story shows us coming in from the other end of the road. So I want to see how it works out before I can. Oh,
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
good question.
I could ask you the same question.
Yeah.
Try to keep up.
All right, Dolphy. Let's see. Okay, where are we coming from? Yeah, we're coming from the other side. Thank you. I guess it makes sense.
Wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Since it's from the coast, but it would have been fun if they. It would be interesting if they based it off the position of the waypoints. So if you know if the waypoint is up north, like you see us coming from the north. But I guess it wouldn't make sense lore-wise, right? Because I don't think lore-wise we can teleport, which is I don't know. It will be cool if they make it an explanation.
Don't worry. We
But,
should all be fine with the
yeah, I don't
travel
know.
here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
You go. I mean, you don't have a vision. Never mind.
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but
Don't think she's
don't
ever
you
fought.
remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her powers so it could be converted into indemnitium.
Wait.
Miss Furina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway.
Wait. So the people actually believe that, or like, what was the story that was told to them? I don't know if that's been
As
made
much
clear.
as it pains me, unfortunately,
I could have missed it.
I should just stay put.
Okay.
I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
All right. Doesn't require god level power, as don't you know any self-defense?
Hey, lay off, all right? My bluff is hanging from a thread here. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Please help us out, would you?
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of
No, yeah, we got this. Easy. All right.
There is no escape.
Oh gosh, it's kind of... It has been lagging recently, not even because I'm streaming. Like, maybe it has to do with that, but it has been lagging the past few days, my game. I don't know if there's an update that caused that or something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I need to use the skill for this. Yeah, wow, it's really laggy for me. Hopefully it's not as laggy for you guys. But if it is, I apologize. Oh gosh. Use this fire! Okay, I don't think you use this fire. Nope.
Know your place.
Illusion shattered.
Yeah, it might actually show laggy for you guys. Jeez. Oh, there you go. It's hard to avoid.
Good show. You certainly live up to your reputation.
Okay, I couldn't even
thank
aim
you.
properly.
Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
There you go. Yeah, maybe it does have to do with the stream, but even when I'm not streaming, it has been lagging for some reason. It definitely has to be some kind of update. Maybe my internet, I don't know. Let's continue.
Vilma, are you there?
Yeah, this is the place.
Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
This explains the whole sequence of events so far to Billman.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show.
Oh.
If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Was he partly guilty for that or something?
Avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
There you
I don't
go.
want to talk about it.
Listen, Vimal. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire.
Was bro trafficking? What's it called? Synth?
So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win. So, I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
There you go.
Isn't that the drink paddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
This is a state of the euphoria, but it also causes significant harm to the body.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her.
Dang.
Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day.
Yep.
I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
Dang. You brought the director to the attention of the synth dealer. As your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah.
Gee.
I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean? You were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her. How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yep, I mean, that's why he didn't want to say it.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to
Also
stay
understandable.
calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
Well, this really... What do you call it? Backfire? Yeah, backfired.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already?
Ooh.
After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Me for real.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Villemont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Well,
Of course she was.
yeah.
Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
So yeah, there you go.
Truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right.
You're good.
Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
Makes sense. Might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
Think so?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and
yeah.
recovered items belonging to the victims.
Interesting that it's all going back to that. Going back to the first
If you
act,
could
or
find
second act,
anything that
technically.
Aurelie left
The
behind,
story.
Perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No,
That will make sense.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Alright. Gonna talk to Nouvellette. Life just like a light trickle of a song. Interesting. I guess they have the belongings. Like they recovered them and brought them there. That'll make sense. Let's see. I don't know why I keep expecting this to open, but no, I mean it's building a whole new area because we're in the open world. It is actually in here, I think. Oh, we're meeting someone here. Because I was gonna say that door, I think, just opens and you can go in. But yeah, it's a different area.
Some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case, but that case has been closed for quite a while now.
She'll still be. Also, Sedin moment. Let's go. The goat.
Still, since you were
Best
the
character in the Fontaine Quest.
the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
That's always what she does. Like, we can't really do that, but it's you, so we'll do it. Never mind. The dean sends a staff member to retrieve the Aureliel's former belongings.
This is all Aurelie left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Yeah, it was a real rush job to get Vacher.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Something wrong?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
So when it was taken, that makes 6. Perhaps the 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday, but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Maybe not. Lost track of time. Didn't use how much longer I can do it. Defines me. The thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? Sorry, I can write no more. Fever. Sin. Night. Suppose they think that anything goes long as experimental subjects can be used up before they die. That's really dumb. So damp here. I have given her my blanket. But it is I who am losing my grip. Troop saved, them important. Please farewell, apologize. Life perform future regret Cleo. The species and absolute mess and the rate expensive to wonder the surface around them also more can be made. Barely says that. In the special word that there is stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Somewhere in top of Dennis very good things. Apparently the pages have been referenced often, and this was the personal notebook of artistic director Oriel. Yeah.
She was so terrified.
Yeah. Mr. Girl read the soul right in front of her and had to wait for her own death in silence.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Oh. Into the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. From the folder, no, there's 2 new lines. Ariel has written in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? Because I'm an older sister to them. I love them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love. And she truly deserved it.
So I guess the self-sacrificing route might be the best, the one that makes more sense, at least the more true to life, as they said.
It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Yep. Okay. Where am I going now? Nope. I was trying to raise the map, but for some reason the like is not letting me. There we go. Why is it lagging? What else do I have open? I don't have anything open than usual. More than I don't have anything else than usual. So I don't know. Should you consider fish more attractive than Mora White? What? I don't know. But anyway, let's go. Again, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Scaramouche is actually making the game lag because everything has to load so fast. Well, yeah. Okay, let's go to the what do you call it? The studio, I guess. The troops' headquarters. Oh. After reading through the notes, some are lost for words, some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
I agree.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance, to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director O'Reilly and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus.
Yep.
I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Well.
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing.
I feel like she's the only one who can really say she's watched a countless number of musicals.
If you want to move the
For
audience
centuries.
with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Exactly.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Yep.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal.
Ooh.
During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides,
Gotcha.
a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Makes sense.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an
Ooh.
extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Let's go.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you?
Come on,
I'll take
let's
your
do
silence as a yes.
it.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Unrelated. I know just where to find him.
Let's go. Where are we finding him? I gotta go outside before I know. Find the bullet, alright. See where he might be. It's taking some time to load. It just did like a file verification thing at the start of the stream, so I don't know if something changed that made it even laggier. Wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. It could also be my PC. I think I have all the
wind rises.
hydroculus that I given so far. Up there he is.
Look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were
Interesting.
just guessing?
Oh, that's it. I'm gonna guess that's it.
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
About a week.
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
You share the story of the little Oceanid with Nivelette, along with the backstory.
The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult.
Nice.
The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and... well, here we are.
Here we are.
In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you
nice
find a
ad-lib.
new lease on life.
Nice ad-lib. That made it flow a lot better than it said in the
Now that
sentence.
you've regained some confidence,
That's cool.
have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already
Outstanding
made
is selling it
I
short.
won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not.
Exactly.
I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Ooh, let's go.
Thanks, Nervalect.
You are very welcome.
Turn to rehearsal location and assist with the rehearsal. Alright, let's do it. That is so cool. It's cool that two of the most important characters in the story, you know, are well developed, as you'd expect. But, you know, it is, I don't know, not only that they're well developed, but I really like their characters, you know. So it's nice, because there is not like, you gotta put up with the characters, if that makes sense. Yeah, just cool.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The opera epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Unrelated was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance.
Yep.
We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamal and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Yep.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up.
Go on, Paimon. Really looking forward to the final production. Yeah.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
No. Oh. Am I? Oh, yeah, it's loading. Okay. What? What are they doing back there?
That cursed Cleo.
Ooh, here we
She
go.
stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
I like the whole description.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
Look at them, all tripped out.
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
There we go. Also, they said there was some simple props, but these are pretty good.
Leave this place, O little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Oh, there she is.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Oh, is she feeling sick?
Why?
Oh.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
I think we all know where this is going.
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
The last second decision.
Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets. Myself included. Leave it to me.
Let's go.
I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
Aren't we on a, short time?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Let's go for it now. Ooh. Oh, I thought it had transitioned into a cutscene. I was gonna say. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I was like, that was a really smooth transition. Ooh, nice, this style. I guess it makes sense.
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. What the frick? Ooh. What?
What about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Nope.
You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Oh, there it is. Nice, nice. Yeah, clap it up. Oh, so cool. That one's definitely worthy of a final tribute. Aww.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
Hi, welcome back, Mateo. Yeah. You sure came back.
She hasn't
Got
been
an interesting
seen for a
time.
while now, and she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know.
You wouldn't get
Maybe
it.
it's just a doppelganger.
I spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me.
I'm sorry, girl.
It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that.
Oh.
Despite everything.
Does she not realize that? Because yeah, now she has the vision.
It felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
There you go.
That's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was for after all.
Oh.
She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
Probably, but hey, I'm glad people appreciate that.
Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged.
Yeah.
After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Oh, so the lead actress wanted to take the director's name, or to be credited as the director, because the role of the protagonist was supposed to be played by the director and represented the director. So yeah, it actually turned out really interesting. It became less of a, what do you call it? Less of a parallel of Furina's story and more about the director's sacrifice for the troupe. So yeah, that was I like it.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
Hey, you need to go back to being the law if you want to get, finicky on that.
No big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Most you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack.
It was surprising, yeah. Gonna have to go back and watch the parts that I missed. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely worth going back to.
Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
That. I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it?
Worked out, yeah.
Know that the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Yeah.
Let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Turn to see Dolphy and Loic. Yeah, hopefully they're doing okay. Let's see. Here, and there we go. Yeah, so she had to leave, literally last second. Because her illness came back. Oh. For some reason it's loading kind of slowly now. Again, I don't know if it's the updates or the stream or my PC is getting a little slower. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Let's see how they are. I have some idea, but I don't know. Oh, there they are. I guess it was a wig. I don't know why I thought her hair had been dyed. Because she's supposed to be an Oceanid. Her hair was dyed. Or I thought it was dyed blue. But yeah, I guess it was some kind of wig.
She's doing okay.
Nice.
Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
I know they have, photograph cameras, but I wish they had also film cameras because, I wish they had recorded the performance for her.
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
Of course, Charlotte is gonna be all up on that.
Wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it.
Exactly.
I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
What is this? Oh man.
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire.
Ooh.
You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
Oh, yeah, but maybe they don't want that because it's a personal thing.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't looking
It's
at
what we
Paimon's
all
face.
agreed to.
I should. I will go back and look at it
After all
later.
this happened, I should give you guys some space. Maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order.
Alright, dude.
I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well.
Yeah, I do know that that cutscene, where Furina was singing, there's been like 5 or I don't know how many versions of that performance dropped on the Genshin channel. Because it's an actual performance, you know. I don't know if the play is real, but the performance that they made it, they had a live performance of it, a live performance, and yeah, I didn't check it out obviously because of the story, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can just see each other.
Miss Furina? Any future plans?
I was just
Well,
thinking that.
Frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me.
I mean, it can
I'm
be,
sure a
but
slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go.
maybe,
until
yeah.
I finally acquiesce.
I guess that's why she didn't want to be given credit.
You rather sealed my fate there with your special
Yeah.
thanks at the end of the show.
There you go.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined.
That's cool. That's cool that it was, you know, on a positive note, having to perform there. But yeah, they've done some live performances for, like, you know, a lot of the music that they make is actual live music, like orchestral, I guess, with real instruments. And so a lot of the boss themes, they are available as live performances, and there have been concerts where they do the music live. And I believe for the latest, like, there's a boss outside the Opera Epic class that is two robots dancing, and they actually did like a show on ice of the mimicking that performance. It was pretty cool.
Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
No need to draw lines in the sand. Just do whatever feels right to you, yeah.
There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them.
What dedication I expect from a gacha game? Yeah, I mean, that's why Genshin raised to the state that it is now, because they definitely have put a lot of dedication in it. Yeah, like the, credit where credit is due, the artists behind it seem genuinely passionate about it, so it's cool to see.
I want to watch them blossom
Given us
together, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future.
Even as someone who's heavily critical of the whole gacha mechanic thing, I still really appreciate that, seeing passionate artists making it big, or just, making the stuff that they love.
I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly
cool.
as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling.
It's cool if the game has given them the chance to do that,
The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time I'll find you to join me.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Nice. We'll see in it. So is that the first vision that the Nouvellette gave? Because now Nouvellette is gonna have to be the one to keep visions, right? So I wonder if that's the first one that she gave. But anyway, very cool.
Ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands. Is that how humans feel about it as well?
Maybe. Anyway, okay. Very cool meeting you guys. Should I talk more with them?
I mean, of course.
Because I don't know if they will still be here, right here,
There'll be plenty of opportunities in the future for us to tell the stories that we want on stage.
What about you, homie?
I'm just finishing packing up. As soon as I'm done, I've got an interview with the Steambird to get to. Thanks to all your help, the show was more perfect than we ever could have hoped for. But most of all, I want to thank you for giving me the chance to finally say farewell to Aurelie.
Now that the buzz is worn off, I feel ready to pass out.
Visions kinda work like cutie marks, I guess, kinda. That's a good point. Yeah, I can see that. So these guys were the behind the scenes?
Like I've rekindled the passion I had when I first joined the troupe. It might turn out to be too little, too late for me. But still, this has been the experience of a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, like Mateo said, you guys can still meet up and you can join other trips and stuff like that. I think that'll be cool. So I'm assuming they all have one dialogue?
It's
yeah, okay. sorry for it. Made you repeat yourself. That being said, can I sit in any of this? Oh yeah, I can. Let's go. I guess it's time, right? Because did we finish the quest? Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Now we can actually pull on the banner. Now that we have that figured out, I guess I could do the what do you call it? To get the extra Primus from the dailies. But no, let's just begin. I mean, we have plenty of wishes. I mean, you can see from here. Yeah, when I'm in video mode and I'm on the upper corner, you can see properly. But yeah, let's do it. Start pulling. I mean, last time we got. I think it will show in the history actually, because I think it refreshes a couple days after. Yeah, so I got Charlotte on the last 10 times, and Beto, I guess. Oh, I didn't realize it was in that order. But yeah, I got Kuching. my 50-50 loss. So now I'm gonna start doing 1 times, and then we'll go to do 10 times. So yeah. Ah, thank you, Mateo. Yeah, your lucky energy you so desire. Imagine just the first one already. So I'm gonna wait until the 4-star, and we can do a 10 pull like I usually do. I mean, it's been a while since I pulled on stream. So yeah. It might take a while, because we gotta get through all this. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Come on, Furina. Gonna say it every time. I should probably be counting now that I think about it. I guess once we reach... I don't know, will we reach to 10? I was gonna say, once we reach the 4 star it's gonna be 10, but that's not entirely sure. Oh, okay. Let's go, Beto. One extra pull. I appreciate that. Right, okay. Now, first 10 pull. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 4 star. See what we get. Let's skip the 4 stars. Maybe should, because, you know. I mean, it doesn't take that long to get through them at least. But yeah. Pirate Mom, let's go. Yeah, I really hope they make it so... Hey, Collie! Really hope they make it so the ship from the Fortress of Merapith can actually become a place. That'd be cool. Been a while, it has been a while, yeah, ever since we did the story quest with her. So, let's see now. So now we're going to 1 times. Ooh. Yeah, I wonder how it calculates. If it just counts it, like after the 10 times it counts it as a new count, or since you get the 4 star, you know? But also I think the order that they show up isn't necessarily the right one. I don't know. But yeah, I think Kole was the latest one that I got, so yeah, makes sense. Oh, come on. Dang, they're really stretching this out. Ooh, come on. Nope. Come on, Furina. Let's go. Okay, 4 star. Hey, another Charlotte. Nice. Okay, so now 10 times. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Furina. Ah, dang. It's him. You ever see the little... There's like a little... This gotta, you know, obviously it's on purpose if it is. But it's like the little glimmer of what do you call it? Hey, Beto again? Every 10 times? I'm not gonna complain. I guess I should have paid attention to in what order she showed up. But it's fine. Let's keep it going. Imagine just instantly. But yeah, there's a little glimmer of gold at the beginning. It's wild. Come on, come on. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I mean, if I just keep giving them to me at the end. Keep that gold. Okay. 4 star, who we got? Another Coley. Let's go. I don't know how much potential do I have with Coley at this point? Let me check those before we continue. Oh, I think that is, yeah, that is a C6 Coley. Let's go. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, still got you. Got Charlotte. Nice. Okay, so this was 1 times, right? I was doing 1 pulse, right? So now 10 times. 3, 2, 1. Come on, Furina. Oh, come on. Come on, game. Okay, I gotta let it roll this time. Just to see how early they give them to me. Same 3 characters keep showing up. Yeah, I think it's only these 3 that are on the banner. I think. Fader again. Hey, I'll take it. Okay, she was the last one again. What is this, Groundhog Day? I mean, I'll take the extra pulls. They are appreciated. Okay. Here we go. 1 times again. It's usually 1 times that we get the best ones. Or the... Yeah, well, I got the 5 star on 1 pulse last time. Let's see. Come on. Nope. Ooh. Oh, I don't know. Why did it look purple when it was coming for me? I don't know why. Ooh. Maybe I just haven't noticed, but it looks purple when it's coming from the top of the corner. Ooh. See. Ah, dang, I was hoping he will give it to me here. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Here we go. Okay, purple. What? Oh, I don't think I have this one, actually. Or maybe I do. Sacrificial sword? I don't think I do. Oh no, I did have one. Okay. I think for a long time I didn't have one, so yeah. Okay, so we have enough to do another 10 pull. Let's see. I think this might have to be the final 10 pull for this time around. 4-star weapons are so evil, they really are, yeah. But at least they do reset this, so. Yep, final 10 pull. Still have a couple pulls after this, but here we go. Right, Furina. 3, 2, 1. Dang. Maximum luck outputs it. Genshin just doesn't care. Genshin is just like, nah, dude. Dang, I was really hoping a Beto. But it's fine. Okay, so we got one more after. Oh, but yeah, now that I have 5, it gave me more, so okay. So we got one of these, and we have... Okay, so we have 8 pulls remaining. Let's see. Sorry, friends, my strength wasn't enough. No, it's okay, it's okay. Tried our hardest. And look at that! Let's go! Wow, they really took us all the way down to soft pity. Thanks, Genshin. Thank you, Genshin. Very cool. See, I think they heard me before when I was like, I will be critic about whatchamacallit. I will be critic about the gacha mechanics. They were like, all right, bet. Oh, there she is.
I have high hopes for this journey.
Oh, nice. I didn't really... Yeah, I wasn't able to see her intro animation. Oh. Oh, right. It's her little emote. I can feel the power. Yeah, turns out the power was enough. Oh, what? Aw. So, is it with the E that she switches? No, how does she switch to the other mode? Also, the sword that she has. See, I was thinking when I got the sacrificial sword, I was like, maybe it gave it to me because of that. I don't think it's a weapon that serves her. I mean, it does fit her. Kinda. When it's leveled up, not really, but yeah. I don't think I have any other weapons. I have been fishing recently because I do know that her weapon you can get by fishing. So I guess I'll just put her on this sword because it fits her theme. Fits the lore for sure. That is a good point. Yeah. Yeah, that is the one thing that I will say about Genshin. I wish they will make things more lore accurate, or vice versa, right? Gameplay accurate, whichever it is. So yeah, how does she pull out the sword? Okay, just chilling. Let's see how far we can take her, because I do know that she uses some of the new materials from this version. I don't know if I have enough. I mean, I have enough for this one. How much is it? Okay, I have 29.
I'm really not accustomed to using a vision. Oh, why don't you teach me?
I mean...
I nearly forgot. You've never used a vision either.
There we go. Sometimes it seems that like they stop talking and then they just continue. So just wanted to make sure, you know? But yeah, I'm excited to build a team with her, because she is pretty cool. She has HP scaling, and she's, from my understanding, she does a lot of things. She can heal, she can do good damage.
Through my own hard work is truly fulfilling. Thanks for your support.
And, oh, cool. Wow. Wait, can she just summon Cake? That is OP. What the heck? That's awesome. So yeah, how does she switch to the other outfit? Not that I dislike this outfit. Both of the outfits are pretty cool. I guess they're technically the same outfit. Yeah, so I gotta get these ones. They should be available right now, but I mean, I don't have to use her right now. Just getting her already is cool. So, okay, talents. Planting attack. No, it should be on her, yeah, I guess. New mass, most sinkers. Oh, she already knew mass. So how? Guess the soul inside to come forth and even for his performance. Will someone either the soul members or the singer of yeah, so how do you change the alignment? Yeah, Herald is pretty cool. Oh, when Furina takes the field, her starting alignment will be Osea. Oh, here we go. Probably in Furina, no attack here. Okay, doesn't really say how to change it. Unless I'm missing that. Unless I'm not, because I wasn't reading it full, so. Yeah. Oh, here. Yeah, it says it right here. Oh, so with the charged attack? My opponent's changing her alignment. Really? She's just was still playing. I've heard that she does go well with Yoimiya, which I love it. Love it so far. So yeah, so she's Osea right now. Oh, cool. Oh, she's really cool. Okay, well, goodbye everyone. Nice quest. But I think it's interesting that in this whole Fontaine quest, there's been a lot of theme of that, right, of sacrifice. Really interesting. So yeah, I guess now we can talk about the quest. Oh, so once she loads into the world, she changes back to Osea? Yeah. They never did really explain her hair. I know it's supposed to be a reference that because the guillotine got thereof, but did she have short hair when she came out of the opera at the end of the cutscene? I don't remember that. But yeah, no, I mean, I think I pretty much said my thoughts in the what do you call it? In the at the end of the Archon Quest in the video. I thought it was great. Probably, yeah, probably the best one so far. And I don't know. I mean, I guess we could discuss some criticisms that I have. Like, wasn't perfect, but I don't know. I still really liked it, so I almost don't love. I don't know. I want to feel like I'm underplaying how good it was by criticizing it, but I don't know. More so that people will think that, but yeah, I guess. There was one that I had in mind right before I said this, and now I can't remember it. But I guess, it has I think some people already mentioned that, it does have some of the issues that other quests have, where the, pacing, they really... I feel like they didn't pad for time too much this time around. But, yeah, I feel like it still didn't have to be, this long. And it could have been effective. So yeah, see, this is this is what we call foreshadowing in these areas. Yeah. Oh, for sure, yeah. I think the biggest... I was mostly... Like, in this quest alone, it is a lot less. But talking about the... Yeah, like, previous arcs... I guess I was talking about this act specifically, but as the quest... The Fontaine story quest, sorry, as a whole, I think, yeah, for sure, the Fortress of Meropid was the biggest weakness. Like, I can think... And I was discussing, during the videos, like, some things that I thought could maybe make it more effective. That could have made it more effective and also like make the story flow better. But yeah, those are minors compared to the Fortress of Meropid, which was just like Just it really dragged. Even though it did have what I mentioned in the past that I like, that there's no that I don't like when it's just like talking and talking and talking. I like when there's like maybe some talking, but then we also go and explore around and there's some dialogue in the meantime. That's why I like Yoimiya's first story quest. I like the second one too, but the first one I really like because as you're going from one place to another, I mentioned it in the past, but just for, you know, for mentioning it, for the sake of mentioning it here and people who haven't heard it, I really like that as you're going from one place to another, Yoimiya is telling you stories as it goes, and you know, it really helps build her character, so I like that. And I thought they were gonna do that a little more here, but they ended up not doing it really, like it was just, I love these little fellas. It was just like some few lines whenever we went to a new location. So yeah. Genshin developers, how do we make people understand the nation is based on friends? Our director's big guillotine building. Yep. Pretty much. Also, it's interesting. It makes sense, right? The guillotine is right on top of the entrance to the Fortress of Merpit, so it's like that is the punishment. So it's a little wild of a choice, but hey, it works, I think. Yeah, I think that was really the biggest grievances that I have, like, from this quest specifically, I guess. Overall, like, obviously there's stuff that I hope they will improve upon. Like again, like having more gameplay, having more combat, which actually that's something that I was realizing yesterday when we were watching the premiere. I like that when we were, like, they broke with combat at one point when we were, when Furina was sitting on her seat, you know? And the traveler was trying to talk with her and she wouldn't open up. And we had to turn off the lights, but as we were turning off the lights, some mechs will show up and we had to fight them. I thought it was a nice break to make, to add some combat to it. Add some gameplay to it, you know, because I just like that, because I feel like I wish, I think that's where the criticism comes down to, like, I just wish there was more of, do these guys stay when you change characters? Yeah, they do. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because obviously they will be fighting enemies normally. But I think most of my biggest criticisms come down to that, where I wish they will mix up the gameplay with the lore a lot more. But
Boring. Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
Well, I'm trying to chat. I'm trying to have a little bit of a chat with, you know, people. So yeah. Hoping feature, they explore the mythic past of Fontaine. Yeah, that will be really cool. Hopefully when we get the Tainsleaf quest for this version, that they, or I guess in the next version probably, that they will do that. Also, yeah, so similar to this, I will not... Oh, you know what is criticism? Not really of the game, but just how... Oh, I guess of the marketing it will be. I like this. This idle animation is really good. I wish they didn't give away as much stuff on the trailer, because there's stuff that I didn't even see. Like some stuff did slip through the cracks, unfortunately, and I did see it through social media, like Skirk, like the whale being a final boss. That's another thing that I wish the boss of the whale was I don't know. There was more to it. You know, it was kind of fast. It was too quick. What happens if I switch to Heraldar mode? So that's something that I will say. I wish I wish she didn't give away too much, because I like watching trailers, you know. I like getting hyped for the next version, but I don't know. It might just have to be like that. Might just be the what do you call it? I wonder if does she grab something different? No. Okay, I was hoping she will maybe grab something different with the other one, but no. Yeah. That's just a general problem of Genshin. Oh yeah. That was sorry, I was mostly going into general criticisms now, because I think that's mostly the criticisms that I had for this version.
Can be such a hassle.
Let me make sure that I don't have any for this quest specifically. No, I don't think I did. Like, even, you know, like I said in the... I don't think I said it in the video. Or maybe I cut it out. But, like, even if, you know, killing off characters is not my favorite thing for stories to do, they still serve the story, right? And it did make things feel more like, you know, the whole Poisson thing, it made things feel a lot more like a catastrophe is coming, you know, like we gotta make this work. I still don't like the... Okay, I mean, I guess it is an issue of this quest, but it was going into a little bit more general. Where like...
If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to.
Where like Genshin tries to raise the stakes by killing off NPCs or, you know, in other games, playable characters. I feel like it's kind of a cheap way to raise the stakes, but in this way, in this time, it worked. I'm just thinking, there are times where they try it and it feels a little too forced, but yeah. Eating cheese out of the street like a proper French girl. Yep, she just grabs the whole slice of cheese, eating it on the street. But yeah, I guess that goes a little bit more general. Like I said, in this case, I think it was well executed. Because again, a catastrophe is coming. I think in other situations, like in the Inazuma quest, I guess in the Inazuma quest is probably the weakest point Genshin has been in, like story-wise. But yeah, aside from that, I can't really think of the top of my head. Maybe I'll discuss it another time if I think of it. Yeah, I guess general issues. There's not really a lot of need to discuss them. But like for this quest specifically, I thought it was pretty good. It was a lot of I mean, similar to the Archon quest. There was a lot of like chatting and then exploration and then chatting and then exploration. Like they haven't really married that yet. But there is a lot of improvement, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't always have the desired effect, exactly. I think it's something that it's really tough to pull off properly. Like, I was really worried at the beginning of the quest when they kill Melusine Silver, because I was like, man, they are starting off a weak spot already, but then they made it work again, as much as it hurts. They made it work. Even if maybe if I was writing the story I wouldn't have done that, I still think it worked out. Also, what is... This isn't gonna trigger like a quest or something, right? Oh. Please don't. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't usually have the desired effect, but I guess at the end of the day, it did work out, so... I just, I hope they don't... I've been thinking about it, like, I hope the one thing I hope that they don't think is like, oh, like, they don't like that we kill NPCs, they think that the stakes aren't high enough, so we'll kill off playable characters and stuff like that. It's like, I think that's why I said that if they do kill Furina off in the quest, like, I wouldn't have liked it. I don't think I was... Like, I meant to say that if they actually kill her off, I probably wouldn't have... Like, I might have just maybe not streamed the game anymore. Because, I don't know. It just feels like... But the way that they executed it worked out. That's the whole point, you know? You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's that. Okay, there's a quest over there, so I'm definitely not gonna bother with that. Also, I guess I didn't activate. Yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say in that regard. What else do we have? I don't know, do you guys have any other things that you saw? Well, not necessarily criticisms, but just stuff that you enjoyed or stuff that you thought of note in the quest. But yeah, having more combat, like actually... Because I think about it, right? Like the general... Even though the game obviously forces you to explore and to like play the game on a daily basis, I think a lot of people... I think if they appeal more to people who don't play every single day, that could work out. And I think marrying the... Like adding more combat and more gameplay to the actual quest can help, you know, invite more people to play the game on a more common or a more frequent basis, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if that exactly made sense, but yeah, I just wish there was more combat in the stories and exploration in general, in that it was more connected. It wasn't just like, again, I love that they did it here, like there's more exploration, like we went to Poison, and then we went to the cemetery outside Poison, and then we went to the ruins. Ever since they opened this area, I've been so, like, it feels like a whole new map, because before this whole area was blocked off, but this was showing, so yeah, it throws me off. But no, not a criticism, just that's just on me. We went to the ruins and all that, and I think it's cool, and I wish that's the one thing that I think will help a lot, is pushing it. It will help pushing it further to add more dialogue in the middle of that, like in the exploration part of it. Yeah. Aside from that, again, I love how much they developed both Furina and unrelated, like the two main ones. I love characters like Risley, you know, the way they executed it. Yep, pretty much. It's pretty good. Kinda mentioned it already, but I think killing the Archon in this case does make rebel narrative choice. It changes the status quo of the world, quite a big deal. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not a big fan of the bold choice narrative, if that makes sense. Not in this case, not in what you're saying, but when people are like, oh wow, they actually dare to kill off a playable character. I don't know, it feels more like shock factor, if that makes sense. But for the, like you said, if it serves the whole world and the whole story, like it did in this case, I think it does make sense. Like I don't think I have a criticism for like for the way they handled Fossilor's sacrifice. I think it worked out pretty well, because also, again, because it really pulled together the whole theme of sacrifice. I thought there was gonna be another guillotine up here. It really brought it together, right? The whole theme of sacrifice, and also the fact that, I don't know, I like the duplicity of Furina and Fossilor, that at the end of the day, they are the same person. It's more like she just killed her god side, you know? I like when deaths are handled that way, if that makes sense. Not just like, oh, the character just died and that's it, you know? If there's more to that, or if there's... like, not only that it serves the story, but that it serves the character, if that makes sense. Also, why are you doing that again? What the heck? But yeah, for sure, I get what you mean. And I like also that we have Nubilet now, that is the only nation that we have a sovereign dragon as the ruler. I think that's pretty cool. Also, let me go get my dailies now that I think about it. I just realized that. Let's see. Yeah, because I haven't checked that. There you go. And whoops, I was climbing onto your desk. Sorry, Catherine.
Welcome. Thank you for
coming. There we go. Yeah, this was my last resort. I was like, if we don't have enough primos, gonna have to go there. But I think I would have gotten Furina no matter what, because I had the dailies, or not the dailies, but you know, there were gonna be future events in this version before the banner went out. So yeah, actually, yeah, I haven't done this because I was like, I don't want to play Furina until I get her. So now that I got her, we can do the demo. Like the goddess's ideal was to live as a mortal instead. The unrelated archons have something similar, or even consider the idea. There is, yeah, that is true, because the duplicity, you know, it has been. I've seen some people say that, yeah, it has been. Like, if they do it again, I feel like that will be too much, right? I mean, they say that, but apparently, well, no, I'm not gonna discuss anything further. But yeah, the duplicity, you know, we've seen it before, but the goddess's idea of living as a mortal, and also the fact that she saw Furina as, yeah, the ideal version of her, because she was human with all her flaws and all that. Yeah, I thought that was almost, you know, kind of beautiful.
Strike a pose.
There you go. Yep, just blow you up. Nice.
Come on out.
There was Zhongli's story quest. I would love to be able to go back and play through those stories.
Time to shine.
That's really cool. Ooh, nice. Can do some damage. That's cool, that's cool. Oh, nice, and in her other form she has that. So what does that do when she's on this form? It just attacks? No, that is the ulti. Yeah, that is the ulti that is attacking. Still feeling a little laggy. Whoops.
Dare you?
I know, right?
Echo in song. The show begins.
But yeah, the Zhongli story did have something similar. Yeah, but it will be really cool. Was that the OC and it's catching us? What was that? Wow, ow, ow, ow. Okay. Sorry, it's the ping, you know, classic classic gamer excuse. Oh, ouch. Nope, don't do that.
Let the world come alive.
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to switch that.
Dare you?
I don't know why I'm trying to play her as a caster instead of as a sword user. I keep using the charge attacks too much. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying it when the game isn't as laggy as this. Ventials and just as immortal. Yeah, it's an interesting theme. Because at the end of the day, these are really... I think they really showed that in the Furina quest, the Archon quest, where at the end of the day, these are all humans, but they are turned into gods. But so instead of getting a vision, they get the gnosis, and that turns them into you know, gods in this world, into Archons, you know, makes them the governors of the nation. There's more to that. I don't again, the whole gnosis situation is a little. I still don't know too much about it. And I'm sure there's some like reading up about it. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I should read some in between this quest, because you know, obviously I will be I will be shelving Genshin for a little bit from gameplay stuff, you know, not from streams and videos. No, not from, you know, I will continue playing it, obviously. It's kind of a daily chore at this point. But what was I saying? But yeah, maybe in the meantime I could read up on the lore some. But now that I think about it, that is kind of a common theme. The only one that broke that theme in a really big way, well, I guess aside from Nahida, where Nahida does want to play her role as an Archon. The Aren Shogun, speaking of, having her here, she also wanted to be like, she wanted to make the vessel of, so for her to become eternal, she wanted to, she put her essence into the sword, and she created a puppet, which is who we normally see in the day-to-day, or not in the day-to-day, but you know, when we see her in the story, once we actually meet her in the story quest, it is her, but it is the real her. But she created a puppet, and a prototype for the puppet was Scaramouche, and Scaramouche was was thrown away because according to the Aren Shogun, he was too human. So yeah. She wanted to be the opposite of a mortal, exactly. Yeah, that's interesting, because the most underdeveloped Archon is the one that wants to be the least like a mortal. I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Yeah, I could say more, but no, I mean, the writing has really increased in good. Has really improved. In that regard as well. Because again, Nahida, comparatively, not even comparatively, but just in general, Nahida is such a good Archon, and it surprised me because I was like, I don't know if any Archon is gonna surpass Nahida. And I'm not saying that Furina necessarily surpassed her, but definitely put her as one of my favorite characters. It's really, really good. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do next in her quest. I mean, there's gonna be an Act 2. I wonder when it will be. I still haven't done, speaking of Act 2s, I haven't done Act 2 of Nahida, which unlocks a whole boss fight. Maybe that's what we can do next, because that unlocks a whole boss, and I need that to... I think it's with Lynette? There's obviously other characters, but with Lynette, for instance, I can't increase her talent further, because she needs the materials from that boss. So we should probably go back and do that. But I'm excited to see when there will be Furina Act 2. See where her story goes, because I feel like she's such an interesting character that I feel like she has a lot more to tell, if that makes sense. Although I think the end did conclude her, maybe not conclude her story, but conclude her arc. In a way, I'm excited to see what they will do if they do an Act 2 of her. I mean, I know they will do, because there has been... I think only Venti doesn't have an Act 2 for the Archons. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, true. Nahida and Nigeria also sacrificed themselves to save their nation. I think maybe I'm seeing a bit of a theme. Maybe that's what I like about the Archons, that if they are the governors, that they actually put themselves, in the line of fire to protect their people. Because that's something that the Raiden Shogun didn't do. That's something that Zhongli didn't really do. But to be fair, he did say that if things, if worst came to worst, he would have interfered. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if I want to spoil that, but yeah, at the end of the day, his whole plan was to prove that humanity could, that Archons weren't needed anymore, basically. At least in the nation of Liyue. That he was able to... Oh yeah, because the whole theme about Zhongli was that he wanted to retire, basically. So... yeah. He wanted to prove to himself, I guess, that he wasn't really needed anymore in the nation, as an Archon at least. So that's why he became... became Zhongli. Me when the gods actually help the people and are likable as a result. Yeah. It's like I don't, I've said it in the past. I'm not a big critic. I'm not a big, I don't have that big of a standard. If the Archons help the people, I will like them as characters. I mean, I can appreciate the character of Raiden Shogun too. It's just sometimes she's just kind of there, to be honest. But I mean, I can appreciate because it serves the story. It might not help the character, but it does serve the story, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, there's other stuff that I could say, but it's more stuff that I would love to share. Maybe in another time, maybe in another type of format. Someday, we'll see. I do want to see this story through, right? Like, not judge it by what it's been so far, which I think it's fair, right? Because every nation has been its own story. Like, I think it's fair to rate all of them as their own. But also, once the story is concluded, I think it's gonna be interesting. Like, seeing the story as a whole, I don't know if I will love it as much as I love the individual stories, if that makes sense. Like, if you ask me about Genshin as a whole, I'd be like, it's cool, it's fun. But if you ask me about this Archon Quest or the like the third act or the final act in the Sumeru Archon Quest, I'd be like, oh yeah, great. Have a good day, Arctic. Thank you so much for coming by. But yeah, I guess that is my state on it right now. I do wish, I don't know, I do wish it was one story, which maybe it will be once the whole game comes out, once the story is finished, I guess. And that's why I mentioned in the video that I do kind of want Genshin to conclude as a story. Like, I don't think they will. I will be surprised if they actually conclude the story, and they don't just keep going. Like I said, like maybe to other planets and stuff like that. I really hope they make it a whole concise game, because I feel like as a game, not as a gacha game, but as a game, it could really work. I don't know, sometimes I fantasize a little about what Genshin could be if it wasn't a gacha game, and I get a little sad, not gonna lie. Like, that is the biggest thing for me, probably. Like, that is the only thing holding me back from calling it a... Like, when it comes up, because the Game Awards, there's the nominations right now. That is the only thing keeping me from voting for it. I know it might be seen as petty for some people, but genuinely from a from my opinion, from my perspective, is the only thing holding it back from being, like, it holds it back from being such a good game. Wonder if something like that ever happened, like a gacha game ending? I wonder about that. We were discussing at one point in a, was it an Arcanite stream? Or was it something else? Where, I think a lot of people discussed about the game mostly being cancelled. And I think they discussed that a little bit in the Yoimiya quest at the end of the Yoimiya Act 2. Where, yeah, a lot of the stories just kinda, or a lot of the games just kinda end, just kinda, basically they run out of money, right? And it's sad, because like, a lot of gacha games, you know, again, credit where credit is due. They have very unique art styles, they have very unique, there's a lot of gacha games that are kinda samey, but there's a lot of that are also, like, they clearly have a really good art direction, and like there's clearly passionate artists behind it, so it is kind of sad to see. So something with Genshin, right? With all the money that they have, with all the money that they've been earning through the games, I don't know. It will be interesting to see what they do once they end the story. Because I mean, there is a trailer. Is it the Will Be Reunited trailer, or is it there's an old trailer with Dane narrating it, and it basically shows us all the nations. It shows us from Mondstadt to Netland to Snezhnaya, like all the remaining stuff, and even Dane like saying like, "Oh, at the end of the story, I will be there," or something like that. And he's like, "Huh." So it seems like they have an overall plan. Maybe they don't have a plan for each nation, or at least that specific of a plan. But for the game as a whole, they do seem to have a plan. So I wonder if they have a plan for a conclusion, right? To end everything. I don't know. Will be interesting to see, and will be interesting to see what they do after the effects. I have an idea of what I will do if I had a game like this, if I had a gacha game like this, but I feel like I don't think they will go that way. I don't think they will. I mean, I don't want to be too negative. I think it will be cool if they went that way, but I feel it's not very likely. I meant not in the sense of purposely ending the story when we visit all the nations instead of prolonging it, as long as the yeah. The president in the story when we sell the nations start prolonging it for as long as they're able to, and then it abruptly when the money ends. Can think of a gacha that did that. Yeah, I can't really think so either. Like for Arknights, I'm interested to see where they go, but I'm also not worried. I'm genuinely excited to see where they go. I'm just interested because, you know, it almost feels like we completed the... I guess we completed the reunion arc. They definitely sold me, like, the story is not over at the end of that quest. Chapter 8. I'm interested to see what they do with Arknights too, but I guess Genshin, because it's such a big phenomenon to the point where it's like, again, on the Game Awards, it's mentioned on so many like game conversations, which I liked to a degree as well, because I like that if people who make, you know, AAA games are like, hey, this gacha game is kind of catching up to us in terms of quality and stuff, and we supposedly have all the resources, we really should, you know, keep pushing forward. Not in a competitive in the sense of, you know, overshadowing or anything like that, but in the sense of like, hey, if a gacha game is making all this effort and putting in all this work and all these cool artists are clearly passionate about it, we should strive to have that too, you know? Inspirational, I guess, in a way. But I don't know, it will be interesting if Genshin is the first game to do something like that. I guess that's why there's such uncertainty, right, for the end, because no other game has really done that. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if... yeah, I'm hoping that they will. I'm hoping that they end the story. Because at the end of the day, what they could do is they just end the story and then they get another game, right? I think... I don't know, because I mean, to be fair, people have invested a lot of money in this game, and I think, again, that is one of the issues that I have. But I don't think I have right now the capability to put it into words properly. But there's a lot of things in the gacha mechanics that I feel like really Genshin shooting itself in the foot, to be honest. I mean, I guess the one big pro is the funding, right? Like, it is cool that they have gotten so much funding to be able to, you know, improve the story, improve the cutscenes, the animations, the characters. It is cool in that regard, but I don't know. I mean, I guess this is just speculation at the end of the day. We just have to wait and see where it goes. So, yeah, I think that's all I guess I had to say in that regard. Sorry for getting a little ranty at the end, and I'm really pushing myself to not get like that. So yeah, actually, I just noticed something. She has the purple handkerchief. I don't even know what you will call this. And then it turns white because of the Numa. Yeah, it's not only the dress; it's also that detail. That is really cool. But anyway, sorry, getting distracted. I think aside from that, that will be it for this time. If you guys don't have anything else to say, I guess let me get my rewards. Yeah, what is this from? There's an issue when Charlotte's level 4 constellation effect is triggered, then she so feels she will not regenerate elemental energy as a result of the constellation effect. Oh, cool. I think I did notice that. I noticed Charlotte didn't really do a lot in the demos that I played. So, yeah. Don't mind discussing the quest at the end is fun. Well, I'm glad it was fun. I'm glad it is, because, yeah, I guess what I try to do is to make it an actual discussion and not just me just... Again, I'm glad that you pulled me back to the actual quest when I was starting to talk about the general grievances that I have with the game. But, yeah, discussing the quest is definitely cool. I'm excited to see where they take Furina's character next. Because I know, you know, we still have one more act at the very least. Potentially there might be 3 acts per Archon Quest. Maybe that will be once we're reaching the end of the story, like they will start doing more Archon Quest for the, or more story quests for the Archons, and maybe for all the characters. I guess that's one way that they could extend it a little bit longer. But maybe just conclude the story. That'd be interesting. I'm excited to see, you know, if the game will evolve further than that or something like that. What I was gonna... Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. With that said, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys next week, because we're gonna be playing, or we're gonna be finishing actually, the Arknights, the Arknights Lone Trail event. I'm excited to continue to see where the story goes, and yeah. I think it's also good to criticize the game as a whole every now and then. Yeah, I think what I need to do is become a little more
Being too popular
girl.
can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much?
I know, right? Anyway. Wait, are the voice lines different depending on which form she's in? Because that would actually be cool. Yeah, I agree with that. I think what I would like to do is organize myself a little better to, like, yeah, criticize the story, or not criticize, but discuss the story that we just did first, and then maybe talk a little bit more of the game as a whole
If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette,
later.
I'd be happy to teach you.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be the same. I guess I'll have to wait to see if she repeats one of the other phrases. But rude, yeah. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Also, just realized I found this.
Ooh, what a pleasant surprise! Truly an extra slice of joy.
Cool. Okay. I like that they all have their own voice lines. Yeah, I think. Well, we'll see. I have talked about that in the past, like doing maybe videos talking about some of my feelings about this, because yeah, I want to be a little more organized and actually discuss the quest instead of bringing up the game as a whole immediately, you know. But you know, discussing both is cool too. So with that said, Sorry, this went longer than I expected. Not that, you know, it has been enjoyable. But with that said, thank you so much for coming by, everyone. Like I said, I'll see you next week. I will be taking a bit of a break from YouTube. I do want to obviously stream, and then next Wednesday we'll be continuing at the Summoning Files. So I hope you guys are excited for that. But yeah, that's it. I think that's everything. Yeah, take care, everyone. Good pulls and all that. I'm Aren, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone, and take care. Well, thank you for coming by, Mateo, and thank you for all the support. Like, again, I don't know how else to thank you, because I really do appreciate you and everyone who comes by. Really does mean a lot, and I'm so glad that it is an enjoyable experience, you know, because at the end of the day, that is the idea. So anyway, take care, guys.